A very good afternoon to Madam Rajesh and my beloved friends. So my name is Sankavi Dr. Sukumaran. My machine number will be 23DEM19F1038. So today I'm going to do an experiment which is based on heat treatment. Let's do the experiment. We are needed are bobby pins, a glass of ice water, pliers which we needed two, and gas stove. So now I'm going to bend and stretch it. This process known as control. For this process, the bobby pin does not need to be reheated. Just need to stretch and bend using your both pliers. And need to be count the number of times the bobby pin can be bent back and forth before it will be break. After 76 times bend, I got like this. So now I'm going to do annealing process. Annealing process is the process of strong heating followed by slow cooling. Annealing softens a metal and makes it little brittle. Now we have to hold the ends of the bobby pin with pliers. Heat the bend of the pin in a gas flame until the metal is red hot. Place the pin on a heat-resistant surface and allow it to cool to room temperature. So after cool down, I'm going to stretch and bend. So stretch, bend, stretch, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend, stretch, bend. So now I'm going to do quenching process or known as hardening process. Quenching or hardening process is the process of strong heating followed by quenching or rapid cooling. Hardening or quenching makes a metal very rigid and brittle. Now we have to hold the ends of the bobby pin with pliers and heat the pin in a gas flame until it's red hot. Immediately drop the pin into a glass filled with cold water and let it be rest. Let it be cooled down for a while. After that, take the pin from the cold water and make them dry for a while in a tissue paper. So after I dry the pin, I'm going to stretch and bend. I'm going to stretch and bend. So now we are going to do our final process, which is tempering process. Tempering process is the process of strong heating and rapid cooling followed by gentle reheating and slow cooling. Tempering reduces the extreme hardness of the metal but increases its toughness. So now we have to heat the bobby pin until it's red hot. Then drop it into a cold water to cool it quickly. Then remove the pin from the cold water and dry it. Gently reheat the pin by holding it above the burner flame until it acquires a blue oxide coating. Place the pin on a heat-resistant surface and allow it to cool to room temperature. So after cool down, I'm going to take back and I'm going to stretch and bend it. I'm trying so, but it's still springy and it's unbreakable. It's still loose but unbreakable. So we have done our experiment successfully. Now we are going to see the discussion. Let's take a look. First question will be, compare result between sample and discuss the difference. Okay, if you see, in this experiment, we can see that 4 types of process are involved. First of all will be control process. Second of all will be annealing process. Third of all will be quenching or hardness process. Fourth of all will be temper process. If you see, except these 3 processes, which is control, annealing and quenching, the temper process, whenever we are heating, cooling down and reheat again, the bobby pins is unbreakable and springy. But except these 3, control, annealing, quenching, even though we heat, we cool down, it's break. Except this quenching. Quenching, whenever we just cool down, we take it off, we just bend out, it's okay. Second question will be, predict which bobby pin you expect to deflect the most. My expectation is control process. Okay, third of all, what do you think is happening when the bobby pin is held in the hot flame? Well, if you see, the crystal structure, which is the arrangement of atoms in the bobby pin, is changing as in the grain structure. So the new structure leads to a soft ductile material. Okay, third of all will be, will the annealed hot bobby pin be stronger or weaker than the control bobby pin? No, it's weaker because whenever the heats provide, the energy allow the movements of atom into the arrangement of lower energy and become brittle so than the control bobby pin. So that's the reason it is took long to break the control bobby pin. Okay, next of all we see what's happening when the bobby pin is placed into the cold water after annealed instead of cooling at the paper towel. Okay, we see the atoms are being frozen into their hot temperature position, which is at more disordered crystal. Okay, fifth of all we see, will the quenched bobby pin be stronger or weaker than the control bobby pin? Yes, it's weaker. Well, if you see, when the heats provide energy to allow the atom move into the arrangement of higher energy, and it's become more brittle than the control process of bobby pins. So that's the reason whenever we are doing quenching process, whenever we heat, we just placed in the cold water. We bend, so it's break easily. So that is the reason becomes more brittle. Okay, now we are going to see the conclusion. So first question will be, how does adding heat affect a material? Okay, if you see, the atoms rearrange themselves inside a material. The heat provides enough energy to allow the motions of atoms, arrangement of lower energy, which is more energetically favorable. Well, second of all, we see, did your prediction of which bobby pin should deflect the most match your result? No, it doesn't. Okay, third of all, we see, why did the annealed bobby pin deflect with much less load than the control bobby? To anneal the pin, heat is used. This heat provides enough energy for the atoms of the material to rearrange themselves. This allows the grains to grow larger and for dislocation in the material to be destroyed. Less dislocation allow material to bend more easily. Okay, finally, why is quenched bobby pin brittle? Okay, if you see, the microstructure of the pin has been changed. It is new martensite, a very structured crystal structure with a large number of dislocation and many carbon precipitate. Martensite also a very needle-like microstructure which results in its brittle behavior. That's all. Thank you.